Hi, welcome to YYC Sociables, Calgary's social experiences podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Sociables, and in between these weekly podcasts, you can find me on Instagram at sarah.sociables. In this week's episode, I'm talking about fun stuff happening in Calgary from Monday, November 23rd, which is today, to the end of the week, which is Sunday, November 29th. And now, before I begin, I want to mention that I'm using some actual software to record this episode. Usually I've been just recording on my phone and kind of winging it and not editing at all, as I'm sure everyone has noticed. But now I'm actually trying it in Audacity, so we're going to see how that's going to work. Last week I had music. This week I don't have music. I'm thinking maybe next week I'll be able to integrate it into this software. I haven't figured out how, but I did find a cool track on YouTube's free music library that I think really represents what I'm trying to show you guys here in audible format. So hopefully I will have that figured out for next week's podcast, and there'll be some sweet tunes for you to tune into and then have a nice little outro as well. One step at a time. So before I get into the fun stuff, I want to thank this week's sponsor, and that is the Pig and Duke Pub. And I told you last week about them. They have a $5 happy hour from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. This happy hour includes 20-ounce pints, highballs, and wine for only $5. That's an awesome deal. Plus, they have $5 parm chips and skillet nachos, so you're not going to go hungry when you're getting those cheap drinks. So, awesome. Thanks, Pig and Duke. Okay, on to our main segment. If you're new here, this is where I go over the list of events I post on Instagram Sunday evening. This is a curated list of local events that are handpicked by yours truly because I think they're the most fun things to do in the city this week, and I've taken that on as my personal mission to make sure that you have something fun to look forward to. The first event I'm going to talk about is a Harry Potter movie trivia night at Hudson's Shaughnessy. Now, unfortunately, that is tonight, which is Monday, so if you're not there right now, it started about half an hour ago, but I feel like it's worth mentioning because these do happen on somewhat of a rotation. This was actually Harry Potter for the movies 5 through 8? Does that sound right? Oh, no, it must be the books 5 through 8. This is how much I know about Harry Potter. I have not read the books, and I think I've seen maybe one movie, so that's why I don't go to the trivia nights, because I would be learning more than I would be answering the questions. So, but I know these are really popular, and people do like them. I've heard good things. They are a combination event with Hudson's and with the Good Mood Brewery. So they have the Good Mood pints on sale for $5. And these tickets are only $11, and you can get them on Eventbrite. Like I said, you missed it tonight, but I'm assuming if these are books 5 through 8, I think there's more books. So they're going to do the books 9 through 11 or whatever next. So I'll be on the lookout for the next edition of that, and I'll let you guys know when that's happening. The next event that I listed is all the way on Thursday, and this is a dinner that I thought looked really cool. It's called Truffle Feast, and it's at Bonterra. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. this Thursday. It is a 4-course meal paired with wine. Doesn't this sound just like so delicious? Like truffles? Tickets are $99 per person. And I noticed there is like a bit of a chunk of Eventbrite fees on this event. Like there's $15 for Eventbrite fees. So that means like with your table of 2, $30 is going to Eventbrite. So I don't know, just kind of noticed the pricing on that one. It kind of makes it seem way higher than it actually is just because it has those stupid fees attached to it. But $99 for a 4-course meal that's truffles and wine is actually not a bad deal, I don't think. It sounds like it's a really high quality meal that Bonterra is putting on. So that's why I included that one for Thursday. And as of right now, there still are tables available. I think it said there's only tables of 4 right now. I'm just double checking because they have, oh no, they changed it on me. So because of COVID, they're listing tables as 2, 4, 6 because you have to buy it in groups. And when I looked at this previously, they had only tables of 4 left, and now they didn't have tables of 2, so obviously they're doing a little bit of manipulating of the numbers there, because I'm pretty sure if there's an open table, they'll do whatever they can to sell it. So whatever your table size, I'm sure you could contact them and get in on that, because that looks amazing. And Thursday is American Thanksgiving. I don't know about you guys, if you celebrate American Thanksgiving or not. I feel like doubling up on the Thanksgivings is not a bad thing. I like turkey. Seems like a good time. More reasons to celebrate, the better, right? Just speaking on a personal note, my friends have a friend from America, so we would do American Thanksgiving every year and have everyone like get together and do a potluck, and it was always something I really looked forward to. There would be so much food, and we would like go around in a circle and say what we're grateful for, and it was just like a really cool event that came to us because we had our American friend that moved to Calgary, and now I'm sad because this year that's obviously not happening, so a bit of a bummer, but good to know that the Pig and Duke pub is celebrating American Thanksgiving on Thursday. They're playing football all day. It's free to get in. There's no cover. They just want you to come, hang out, eat some of their turkey-inspired specials. They got beer, braised turkey drumsticks. They got turkey burgers. They get turkey sandwiches. It depends on which of the 2 locations you visit. If you want to go to 12th Ave or downtown, they have different specials. So if you want that detail, you can check their website or their Instagram, but it looks like a fun thing to do on Thursday. And if I wasn't working, I would go there and hang out all day and watch football, drink beer, and eat some delicious pub food. So if you're not working, maybe that's an idea for you. More events happening on Thursday. Another dinner. So if you're not interested in the Truffle Feast one, if that one wasn't your jam, maybe you want to go to the Wild Rose Brewmasters dinner at Rodney's. I'm surprised that this one is not sold out yet, because Rodney's had a couple dinners. I'm going to say, I don't know if it was one per month that they were doing, but in September and October, they might have done a couple a month, and I was keeping an eye on them and seeing that they were selling out like repeatedly, so I thought this one would sell out immediately as well, especially because of the chef whose name is attached to this dinner. So this is a Chef Piaget. I think I'm saying his name right. Chef Piaget is the one who is organizing this with Rodney's. Chef Piaget, you probably remember him from Craft Beer Market, because he's their head chef, and I think he has experience in some other restaurants around Calgary. I know that he was in the Best of Calgary Awards 2020, or the last that was celebrated back in the beginning of the year. So yeah, he's a really good chef. He's locally well known, and this dinner looks really good, and I'm surprised that it hasn't sold out yet. I'm thinking that it will be, because there's still a couple more days until Thursday. The tickets are $70. There's only a $5 fee attached to that. I'm only paying close attention to the fees today for some reason. If you're curious about the 4 courses, it's salmon, scallops, short rib, and black forest cake. Yum, I love black forest cake. So yeah, there's lots to do on Thursday this week if that's what you're interested in. Friday, I have an edit on this one. So as of yesterday, this show was on when I posted it, but my friend texted me about half an hour ago and told me that he is moving it. It's a comedy event at Cafe Koi, and my friend Spencer Stryker was the organizer, and he was also one of the headliners. There's a bunch of local comedians that are really good, and they were having trouble selling the tickets, is what he told me today, and so they've decided to postpone this show, unfortunately, which I'm really sad about, because I was going to go to this show, and I know it was going to be really fun, and I don't know when they're moving it to, so I can't even update you guys on when that's going to happen. Yeah, it was just like a cheap $20 show, something fun to do on a Friday night. I was looking forward to that, so that is being postponed. I will update you when I know more. Saturday, there is a movie auction happening. I've told you about the Ailed events before. They do movies sometimes in breweries, or yoga in breweries, a couple other events like always associated with like having a beer, so it's just kind of a fun combination of I don't know, industries, whatever you want to say there. So they're doing a movie night at Legend 7. It's only $10 to go, plus a small fee. And there's popcorn and prizes, and the movie is 1917. So that's that war movie that came out, I don't know when it came out, within the last year sometime. My boyfriend did see it and said it was really good. I haven't seen it, so I kind of want to go to this on Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to go or not, but I feel like for $10 and a movie that I want to see in a brewery, that sounds like a good cheap night out to me. So I might just pop by this event on Saturday. The last event that I had listed on my Sunday events list was a chocolate and coffee pairings at 10 degrees. So I chose this particular event a little bit randomly because if you go to the 10 degrees website, you'll see they actually have several events happening this week. I don't really love their website because I don't know, I feel like it sends me around in a circle a little bit because I was trying to click through the event to get more information, and it never really revealed itself. It always just seemed to have like a really generic kind of description with no added details that they kind of just used for every event. So I don't know if that's normal for them, or maybe right now because events are kind of up in the air, they're not really filling in the extra details. But anyway, I thought that it was worth including on here because it sounds like a really fun event. I love the idea of the chocolate and coffee pairings. It's at 2 p.m. on Sunday. It is $55 plus your fees, so it is a little bit pricey. And I think that's because of that high quality chocolate. It's just like any event at a chocolate place, like a Bernard Callebaut or like wherever, it's going to cost you a lot of money. I haven't been to the I haven't been to the 10 degrees chocolate place, but I have heard good things. It's new, it's downtown, it looks really cool. And if this event is not for you, they do hold other events. Like I was saying, you can go to the website and look at their event calendar, because they do pairings with cheese. They do, I think last Friday was like a cocktail night. Maybe it was a couple Fridays ago. They have different themes anyway. So I've been keeping an eye on them because I like that they're being creative with their events and doing these chocolate pairing, theme, cocktail, fun night out, or like afternoon kind of thing. So yeah, just a cool business that I think you guys should know about. So that wraps up all my events for the week that I had listed on my Sunday list. There is, of course, a few other things happening. You can check my website to check my calendar there where I've got the full list of events that are happening. I should mention it is a bit of a weird week because of all of the fears of lockdown. Again, there's been more COVID cases. I think there's been like 1,000 a day or something, just like ridiculous like that. So everyone's been kind of holding back. I know I was invited to a couple things this week that were suddenly canceled. And in terms of my own personal event, to update you on our gingerbread house making. I'm so sad about this. I don't know if you watched my stories on Instagram last night, but I did get on there and explain that we decided to postpone our event that was supposed to be on Wednesday. We kind of were very much on the fence knowing that this could happen, so we ultimately decided to move it to Thursday, December 17th. So that is the new date for the gingerbread house making event. It's still going to be the exact same event. It's still going to be high quality. I contacted all our prize sponsored, and they're so graciously said that they still wanted to be involved in our event. They're still excited about it. So shout out again to Mama E Cookie Snacks, to Ernest Meats, and to Make-A-Wish YYC, it's like a balloon artistry place, to those three awesome businesses who are still going to offer prizes for our event. I'm super excited that you still want to partner with me, and I feel really bad both for those businesses and also for the people who had tickets and really wanted to come on Wednesday, and now it's not happening anymore. It's just kind of a crappy situation all around, but hoping December is better for us. And even with that, I'm not getting my hopes up too much because you don't know if things are going to be better or worse. But we will take things one week at a time, right, guys? Right. Okay, so my next section that I had a lot of things to talk about last week in terms of restaurant news. This week I got nothing. I don't know, like maybe it's just kind of a quiet week. I haven't heard anything in terms of openings. I haven't heard anything in terms of closings that I can think of. So this one is a blank section. There's no news here, guys. So maybe if you know some news, if anything happened that I missed, let me know. Send me a DM. Now on to my segment where I say where I will be this week. And I was going to say I'm going to be at the comedy event Friday night, but now my Friday's open. I will not be there. But I do have plans for Thursday that are kind of interesting. There is the Noel Light Festival. They are doing a media night. It's like a pre-opening kind of thing before they officially launch. I went to the Noel Festival last year. I'm sure many of you probably did as well. It was pretty big. Like last year was their first year in Calgary. They did it at the BMO Center and it was huge. It was like such a combination of things because it was, I would say, mostly a indoor light park. So you go there and you walk through these like decorated trees, giant deers, giant, I don't know, Santa's Christmas ornaments, that kind of stuff. It's just really pretty and lots of light, and you kind of just like wander around and take pictures, and it's just very festive. But not only that, they had like a mini kind of market there. There wasn't like it wasn't big if you're planning on doing like all your Christmas shopping or something, but they did have some really cute artisan market stuff there, and they had Santa and reindeer there too. That was crazy, like real life reindeer. We did get our picture with them. That was super cool. And they had also, I'm trying to remember exactly how to describe it. I want to call it like a bar, but they might have had like a little bit of food there too. So refreshment area? I don't know. So if you want to drink anyway, you can get refreshment. You can get like a beer or wine or something there. But don't quote me on the food part because I don't exactly remember. Oh wait, no, they had food trucks. That's what I'm forgetting. Because it was laid out kind of weird in terms of like where you were walking. But yes, they had food trucks there. So I'm assuming all of this is the same this year. That they've kept all these different pieces and they're just doing it the same, but making sure it's COVID friendly, where it's like you buy a ticket for your time slot, so it's like limited. And the good thing about being in the BMO Center is that it is super spaced out so that you can feel really comfortable there walking around with your family and don't have to worry about like bumping into people. I wouldn't say it was crowded at all when I went there anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the opening night on Thursday, and you guys can watch my stories and see what it's all about. And I am doing a giveaway with them, so you can win tickets to their festival. I think it is a little bit pricey. I didn't write down the price here, but it's not, I'm gonna say between 20 and 30 bucks, something like that. I don't remember, but I remember thinking it was a little bit steep personally. So anyway, I'm doing a giveaway, and if you think the price is too much to walk through a light park, enter my giveaway and then maybe you'll win tickets. So that is the places I will be, or I guess the one place that I will be this week. I did get, like I said, invited to some other stuff that just got bumped. So I'm hoping that things are better next week and the things that are bumped actually happen, and it's not that they're canceled or they just keep getting bumped, because I feel so sorry for these organizers and myself as an organizer as well. It's like it makes it impossible to plan something. It's like you just keep pushing something to the future endlessly and hope for something to get better, and you just really have no idea, and you're just like driving yourself crazy with the uncertainty. But what can you do, right? This is where we're at. In terms of what I did last week, I just wanted to tell you guys about a fun event that I did attend on Friday. It was the YYC podcast. It was a simultaneous season wrap-up and a season launch. So they were wrapping up their season 2 of their podcast and launching their season 3 of their podcast. I hope I'm getting that right. I think it was in between the 2 and 3, second and third season, which is awesome. So good for Cerveza City for keeping up their podcast. If you guys aren't familiar, it's like a podcast, it's YouTube, it's all about like local breweries, and not even just local, like they take their team all across Alberta and even into, I think, other provinces. They're like really traveling to go to all these like cool distilleries and do these like fun, lighthearted, comedic podcast, and I think it's great. I think it's good exposure for the businesses. It's entertaining comedy, and they're really just nice, fun people. So that was what I went to on Friday. It was at Railyard Brewing and had a couple of beers there. I had their blackberry sour is so good. The last 3 times I've been to Railyard, I have always got their blackberry sour. It's a seasonal, and I want them to put it on their permanent menu because it is so freaking good. If you like their peach sour, you can't not like the blackberry sour. So good. Railyard did not pay me to say that. So yeah, that was just a little bit about what I did last week in case you were curious. And that pretty much wraps up the episode. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of YYC Sociables. If you have any questions about any of the events mentioned, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. It's probably the best way to reach me. Or if you want to email me, you can totally do that too. I really appreciate that you are interested in the same things that I am interested and excited about, and that means the world to me because that's why I'm doing this podcast, so I have a community of people to talk about this fun stuff that's going on. If you got something out of this week's episode, I'd love it if you left me a review. I believe you can do that on Podbean. No one has left me a review yet, so I don't know, maybe try to leave me a review just so I know that it's something that people can do. I did check out the comment function, and I left myself a comment just to know that it worked. But yeah, maybe try to leave me a review, and we'll find out together if that's something that's even possible just on Podbean. And just as a reminder, I am planning on launching onto Spotify and Apple Podcasts sometime soon. I just have to get the rest of my life figured out, and that will happen probably in January is when I'm thinking. So yeah, thanks again for listening, and I hope I see you out and about this week.